Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome to tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ, vwaptrader1 on X. Hey, Taylor, Kevin, Ronan, what's going on, guys? Hex, Tibby. Hey, AO, Marcus. Hola, Juan, ¿qué pasa? ¿Todo tranquilo? Hey, Miko, how you doing? All good. Dano, what's up? Aloha. What's up, brother? Well, hey, Luis, good morning. You have doubt about why I choose to use the 1 minute. That's good, you have doubt. I have no doubt. As Dollar Bill would say, I am not uncertain. But that's okay, right? Different strokes for different folks. Hey, Leslie, how are you doing? How's Colorado? Yeah, it's okay. You can doubt. The reason why you have doubt is you have no experience with it and you don't know what you're looking at. And I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just that once we take the blindfold off you, you will see the wonders of the world. What's up, Ed? Because it's fast and it tells you everything you need to know. It's like having the most accurate DOM or order book that you could possibly have. And I trade quick. Usually my trades last a couple of minutes. So why do I need to use a 5, 10 minute, 15-minute chart if my trades are usually done? You know, you go to take a sip of coffee, I'll be in and out of a market 3 or 4 times, right? So I'm a scalper, right? I'll use a larger time frame chart if I'm position trading, but the 1 minute chart gives you insanely good information. See, the thing is, you guys are looking at the noise and you're trying to find a pattern like they have in the candle books, you know, upside down snuffleupagus, you know, inverted Kermit the Frog, whatever weird candle patterns you guys are using. The 1 minute tells me the business. I use the business, you guys look for patterns, right? I trade the business, you guys look for, you know, indicators, right? So it's a little different when you've actually worked in the business than when when you're on the outside looking in. I can see how it's confusing. We'll get to that in a second. So let's start her up. Overnight inventory is long, right? At least 80, 90% of the trading is over the previous day close. We are looking for the normal course of business is to correct inventory lower. We have had a bid at 69.76 all day, all morning. And we've dipped below it for a few minutes here and there. And you'll see how this chart can help you. So we're looking for that long inventory. So if we break 69.73, all of this candy could start falling out. Now this has been, we are in a two-sided market, right? So you get these big moves. So we are inside yesterday's range, and we're just a little bit above yesterday's cost basis. Right? Hey, Stealth, what's going on? So let's see what we can pull out of the old tickle trunk this morning. Globex had a few trades, nothing spectacular. As someone who works in the industry, what do I think about the new big trades order flow indicators that are popular right now? I think it's beautiful marketing. And I think the people who are selling them are making money off of the uninformed retail trader. Now, in every industry, you always have those who know and those who don't know. So what I think about all those big trades order flow indicators, I think that's like the blind leading the blind, because most of the people who are selling them have never traded size. So how the hell do they know? Right? And you guys have never traded size. So how the hell do you know? So all I got to do is spin a good tail and use some fancy language, wear a nice suit, show myself on social media driving somebody else's Aston Martin, and you guys will fall for it every time. Because there's a sucker born every minute. I didn't say that. I think that was P.T. Barnum. Right? I can tell you more off a 1-minute candle chart than any of those indicators. What's up, Redcom? Let's keep the chat. All right. What's up, Jam? Badir, what's going on? Yeah. Marketing is a beautiful thing. And listen, don't hate the player, right? If people are willing to spend $500 a month for some snake oil BS software, hey, take their money, man. Take their money. But what we do at the Trading Syndicate is we try and teach you how to use that thing that sits on top of your shoulders, on top of your neck. We try and teach you how to use your brain to make good business decisions, take decent trades, make a little scratch, pay your bills, right? We're not here for glory. My job is to take you guys and teach you, first of all, how not to get eaten alive, right? And then second of all, how to make a living. Now, if you want to progress past that, once you get some skill, we'll help you with that too. If you want to level up your trading, right? If you want to go from making $2,000 a day to 15, 20 grand a day, we'll help you with that. But if you're not making 50 to $100 a day consistently, there's no way you're going to make 20 grand a day, right? We try and help you develop skill, right? 500 a month, bless them, man. If I could, sell, if I could get 1,000 people to spend $500 a month on some software that they don't know how to use or interpret, hey, I'm not a communist. Go for it. Spend the money. So we've got all of this inventory here. We went up, put in an overnight high. There's a seller at 91. There's sellers here, here, and here. And I just told you that for free, right? You could send me 500 bucks if you want. I like common sense. Thanks, Marcus. Ed, you are a true humanitarian. Seriously, you're a good guy. Well done, Sandy. So here's that inventory correction that we're getting, right? If you are a short seller, right, you see how the offers are going lower and lower. Tops of the candles are moving lower. That means the sellers are putting the stuff on sale. So, did that cost you 500 bucks? Right? The best order flow are transactions. You could see that they were selling at 69.89, 88, 85, 83 half. Now they're selling at 81. So say you had shorted the backside of this move, right? It's just common sense. Front side of the move, back side of the move. Sellers show themselves here, right? So say you had shorted 89, put your stop up here at 92, right? Put some buy orders down here at 85, take your 4 points. If it goes back up there and you're a size trader, you can reshort. Boom, right back down. Boom, right? No pattern, no mumbo jumbo, right? It works on every time frame, whether it's a 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, half hour time frame. Then you got the the kids who trade like what 15-second charts, like a squirrel with too much espresso. And on Red Bull, we'll work on those too, right? I've been doing this 34 years, and I've traded probably more stock than you guys will ever see in your life. And I've sold that stock into the US markets. So I understand a little bit about mechanics of trading. And we don't have time to do all of that crap on a trade desk. Because if your client gives you a trade and says sell $300,000 worth of stock, and you miss the buy order, well, the only job you're going to get on the street is sweeping it, right? So we don't have time to screw around with all these flights of fancy. We got to get to work. So I try and instill that sense of urgency in you guys so you quit screwing around, chasing your tail, and actually make some cash. Yeah, there's some bids at 80. They're front-running VWAP. So as the market lifts, let's see if we can get up to 82 and a half. How you feeling, Leslie? All better now? Man, I think January and the beginning of February was like flu season. Oof. So we're right by where the cost basis for the overnight is. Right around 69.81. Yeah, me too. Right, so you can see the offer lifting. Now where I drew that line at 83 and a quarter, right? Let's see if we could get up there. Otherwise, the sellers have lowered their offers. See, markets go down to find buyers, and the sellers lower price to get rid of their inventory, right? So the sellers that you guys don't know exist are long here. And they've been distributing up here for profit all night. But when they run out of buyers, they lower price to tickle the buyers and get them to come in. And then, boom, they hit them again. That's how you guys sell size, right? You just don't go and put in an order to sell 10,000 contracts. You got to feather it out. How do I define which levels? Where these white lines are, or the... Oh, no problem. I've got 400 videos on YouTube. So what I do is I find a cost basis that I double it. This is 2 times profit, 4 times profit. Luis, I have tons of videos. Don't worry about asking questions. It's good that you ask questions. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why you're here, right? I don't get annoyed when people ask questions. I just don't want you to waste your money, right? I have a moral thing about people losing money and wasting money because I was taught this industry by billionaires who are cheap. So I don't like seeing people getting taken advantage of. And this business, they will sell you everything under the sun. So what we do is we go and we find a cost basis, right? And a cost basis, where did I take my cost basis this morning? It was from here. So I find a low and a high. If you want, you can cheat and run a volume profile. Because you're trying to find the position, Luis, right? So as the market goes down, right, you want to find where they hid the goodies. So watch that blue area. See how the volume grows in that blue area? That's your cost basis, brother. This is the discount zone. This is the profit zone. Remember, my friend, it's a market, not a hot tub. So we have to take this cheap crap that we bought off of this liquidation, and we got to go try and sell it for profit. And that, my friend, is commerce, right? Very simple. I teach you how to do this day in and day out, right? And then after a market liquidates, you mark where the top of the candles are on the way down, and that's where the sellers will be when you go back up. Now, why is that? Because the dealers will have inventory at these levels, and they will also, listen, if I have 5,000 contracts for sale, right, and I sell some here, and I sell some here, when we get back up there, I'm going to be a seller again, baby. Right? How does this help you in a practical way? Well, if you're shorting, and that offer is moving lower and lower and lower, you can stay short. And that's how you can stay in your trade a little longer. Right? It's beautiful because you can scalp short or you can go position short. Depending on how much dough you've got and your level of skill and volatility and yada, 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 right? So we're looking for inventory to correct lower. My lower target is 69.76. My upper target is 87. So when this thing opens in 6 minutes, that's basically your opening range. Yeah, you know, it's the same business over and over and over again. It never, ever changes. Buy the inventory, sell the inventory. Put it on sale, buy it all back, take it up, sell the inventory. It's the same thing. The chart, no matter what kind of chart you're looking at, is a sales chart. So say I'm short 81 and a half. I'll put a buy order at 80 and see if I get tickled down there. If I don't get filled at 80, I'll move my buy orders up. Real simple. Right? The business never changes. It's never changed in thousands of years. Right? Wall Street, whatever street, Amsterdam exchange, this exchange, they create companies and they take product and they take it public and they try and sell or distribute that product to you. My job has always been to be the guy who sells it to you. right? I don't make the donut, but my clients are the donut makers, and I hand you the donut. Then I buy the donuts back cheaper, and we do it all over again. It's the world's largest used car lot. What's up, Mike? Now the offer is moved from there to there, now here. Because large traders have to sell their inventory. Why? Well, because they paid money to buy the inventory. It's okay, brother. Just take it easy. You got 2 days going into this long weekend, right? So when you draw that white line and you see the offer lift above it, that is the best information on earth. How come? Well, the sellers were there and they just raised price. Why would the seller raise price? Should I play the music from Jeopardy? If you had 5,000 contracts for sale, why would you raise price if you were selling at 81 half? Why would you go 82 quarter? Because you see buyers. See how simple it is? Exactly. Alrighty. You sell salvage Lamborghinis for promotion? Good for you. I got nothing against Lamborghinis. Well, I just covered some at 80 and a quarter off that 81 half short. I'm just poking around with the micro. And let's see, I've got a 79 and 3/4 bid. Got hit. Oof, look at that. Good thing I covered. Right? Hit that 79 half to the tick. So we found the bid pre-market. Let's see if it's still there when it opens. Okay. If you're not used to the term finding the bid is where the short sellers come in and put their buy orders. So when large traders get to that area, they lift the offer. Yeah, I covered. Right? I stole 3 points and I'm out. 2 points. I will not be taking a private jet anywhere this afternoon with 3 points, but that's okay. Oh, Yeah, we're looking for a correction down to yesterday's close, and that will be normal business. Off we go. We're open, and we got some short covering bids coming in, looking for that 87 stop. Now let's see if they sell into it at 87 and 3/4. Right? It might be a little choppy when we open. Okay. Equity traders, you guys are familiar with the gap and trap, right? Even if we don't open on a gap, it's the same principle, right? You run up the market at the open. Everybody chases price, and boom, that's when you hit them, right? That's just what happened. So now look for 69.76. Hey, Symphon Trades. Yeah, well, it's all order flow, my friend. Sometimes they run the stop, sometimes they don't, right? It's all the order flow at the time. Now, this is chopping around like we're chopping wood, so just wait. What's up, Christian? Two Christians. So when we took that 87 stop, that's a good question. They dumped their inventory into it. If I was long 400 contracts and we ran that 87 stop, I'd be slamming bids like nobody's business because I want to get liquid. Liquid, liquid, liquid. Right? Liquidity. What does that mean? That means I get to sell size. Right? Got to sell our inventory, my friends. You can't just sit and hold your inventory and hope and pray that you can sell it. You've got to get in and out. You got to get paid. Now we've caught some buying, looking for the overnight high, my friends. Next level up would be 69.93 and 3/4. But we're going to have some selling here. Look, see? Remember I drew that line there? We hit it to the penny and stopped, backed off. I told you. Now, do you have to spend $500 a month for that? No, you don't. Right? So far, ladies and gentlemen, we have not had any significant correction to overnight inventory in the first 4 minutes of trading. Right? What does that tell you? Tell you the market's bid, right? And we don't want to mess with a market that's bid on the short side, right? So, if you're wondering what to do and why I haven't taken a trade here, it's because I'm waiting for the terms and conditions under which I do business to execute. Right? So I'm not just like, you know, jamming Red Bull down my throat and hitting bids and trading, right? I wait till the business conditions under which I know I can make money present themselves, right? Then I put on the trade, and the trade's got to make sense. If the trade doesn't make sense, why the hell would I take it? Feel me, you guys? You guys understand what I'm talking about? That's why I'll be sitting here chatting away in this chop, not doing anything, right? And you guys are, well, he's not trading. Well, it's because I'm not an idiot. Wait for your edge. I'm just kidding, right? If you wait and trade only at your edge, you'll do yourself a favor, because then you won't be taking all these goofy-ass trades that don't make any sense. We want you to be successful doing this, right? So when you trade and trade and trade and trade, you basically just blow up your account. So what we do at Trading Syndicate is we teach you how to trade intelligently, right? So you only do business when it makes sense. Otherwise, you tell these guys to go pound sand, right? Simple, right? I don't see business for me here, so I'll just wait. And when you just wait and you can just kind of chill out, when you can do that, what happens is your whole being kind of chills, right? And then you'll be ready for when the good trade comes, right? Right? This way you don't get stuck. So we're just chopping back and forth here. No direction, right? Like Bob Dylan says, no direction home, like a rolling stone, right? Let the large traders work this out. Because I promise you, if you let the large traders work this out, you'll have a better chance of making money because you'll take only trades that make sense. I'd like a look below and fail of 79.5. Or if we accept under VWAP, a short from maybe 78, 77 down to 73. But right now, this is just chop. This is what I call a pickpocket market. This is where you go long, you get stopped out. You go short, you get stopped out. Right? And they pick your pocket. So don't let them. Right? So when you come into our room, we teach you how to be an order flow snob. So you're not just randomly shooting at things, right? And wasting all your bullets. Get it? So in this kind of chop, people will be like, oh, I'm long, I'm short, I'm long, I'm short. How's that working for you? I just lost 300 bucks. Well, so I guess it's not working for you. It's your money, ladies and gentlemen. See how it's just going back and forth? Right? So it's a rotational market right now. Just let them rotate it. You don't have to get involved. Right? This is pickpocket price action at its finest. Right? The wholesalers are making a ton. Right? They're trapping you long at 88, buying it back from you at 84. Trapping the shorts at 84, selling it back to them at 88. They could do this all day. Now, why is this happening? Because business is slow, right? So right now, let's take as much money from the suckers as we can, right? And cash up a little bit. While we're doing that, other traders will start coming in. Yeah, I like a nice rotation edge as much as anyone, right? I'm a rotation guy. I love a good rotation. It's like a good pot roast, right? But this one's not really ready to come out of the oven yet. And I'm really not that fast to buy the 83s and sell the 88s. Now let's go see if we can take out that overnight high. Yeah, we just tickled it. Not yet, my friends, not yet. Oh, it's okay. I'm being a little lazy today. Now the problem is, if we get up over the overnight high and blow those stops, and say we go up, come back, tag it, and do this, then it means there's a lot of people short underneath that overnight high using that as a stop. Let's see. I'm not a breakout trader, but I play one on TV. No, I'm just joking. You older people will you will understand that joke. Young kids will not understand that joke. Oh. See ya, Badir. My pleasure, brother. You know, the problem with this market, it's not a problem, but what people don't understand is it's very speculative. Very, very speculative. So, if you know what you're doing, you can make a good amount of money. If you don't know what you're doing, you can just get your head handed to you because the ranges are so big. Now, let's see, we're 13 minutes in. I got to say I'm short biased, but the chart's telling me that I'm wrong. Right? So, that's the problem with bias. What I do to counter bias is I talk to the chart. And where's our friend who was asking about 1 minute charts? This is why. The 1 minute chart, look at the lows of the last 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The lows are all kind of higher, right? So what I need for them to do is I need for the market to start, I need it to come and take out that low here. Because every time we come to the cost basis of the overnight, we stop. When we stop, boom, right back up. That means there are unfilled buy orders here. So what do we need to do? We need to go down and fill those buy orders. Excuse me. But we can't do that until the sellers are forced to lower price. And right now, people are willing to pay 85, 86, maybe 87. So why would you sell it at 82? Right? Doesn't make sense. Why would you sell something at 82 if somebody wants to pay 87 for it? Right? And that's what you need to do when you think about markets. Right? Don't worry about what all these people on YouTube and BooTube and all that crap say. Use your common sense. Remember, this is commerce, my friends. There we go. Geez, finally a sell order. It took long enough. Now let's see. There's some bids at VWAP. So if I was shorting, I would love the market to get underneath. I'll wait for the next candle to open and it'll tell me some information. See? Bids. So after a liquidation, when the market comes up, my thought is where they're going to sell into it. Here, 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 here. So if you are shorting this, your danger zone is 82 and a quarter, right? I'm test short 79, half covered 78. Not the greatest trade, just a couple of micros. Let's see, we should get some follow through now. We're come down to that 73, 74 area, short 76, covering 73, half, flat. So you'll notice I like to take this range and chop it up into digestible pieces, right? So I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, and I'm out. My 1 minute chart's beautiful for that. Found some bids at 73. Let's see where they sell into it. Where's the seller? Come out, wherever you are. Aha, 79 and a half. Now I'll wait for the next candle open. That's why I run this clock. 16 minutes, the next candle is open. Does it open back up over VWAP? Or does it stay underneath 79 and a half? Right? Now this choppy price action is not the easiest to trade. Right? So, especially off the open. And a lot of people get sucked into trading the open. Right? It takes skill to trade the open. And the trades that I just took, I've screwed those up so many times trying to do this until I put together a way to do it. And the way I do it is I've trained myself to put my orders in, to put my stop in, and as soon as my order is executed, I go and put my cover in if I'm short or my sell in if I'm long. That way, there's no unexpected surprises. I'm not trying to trail my stop on a scalp. See, trailing your stop on a position trade, swing trade, cool, right? Trailing your stop on a scalp is difficult in a fast market. So just go get your orders in so you can get paid. Right? If we take out 72, we're looking for 70. And then next target down will be 69, 67, the bottom of our green zone. Overnight inventory is correcting, but it's correcting like a dog when he finds out he's going to the vet. He doesn't really want to go, right? Now, let's go. Let's go up to 78. You see how they front ran 78 and they sold before 78. Now do you see why I use a 1 minute candle? Because you can't get better information. So if you were short 79, 78, you can stay short. I'd put some bids down at 75, 74, 3/4. Because if those bids don't get filled, then you better start buying them back. So everything we do is based on common sense. Not chart patterns, not technical analysis. I am not poo-pooing any of that. But if you come into our trading room, we will make all of that stuff make sense. Your technical analysis, your chart patterns, your moving averages, your upside down water buffalo pattern. We will teach you the business that creates the pattern. So you're not out there on the raw and ragged edge trying to figure out what to do. We will tell you where to take the trade. There we go. I told you 70 to the penny, right? Underneath 70, we target 67. We'll tell you where to take the trade because this is where it makes sense. We'll tell you where to put the stop because when that stop gets taken, trade doesn't make sense anymore. And we'll tell you where to put your cover or your sell if you're sell if you're long, buy if you're short. You got filled at 69 3/4? Good for you, Ed. It's like rock star parking. Look at this big green short covering candle. You must know the valet. Big tipper, I suppose. No, that's good. You had your order in early, right? So the CME is FIFO, right? So when you that's why I say put your orders in so you get in line. Because if you're chasing and you put your order in late, you're not going to get filled, right? Like I said, big tipper. You tip the valet, they give you the best parking spot. Nice trade, brother. Nice trade. See how long it's taking to correct inventory lower? It's not like the market opens and then pew, sells off. Because there's so many people trapped short in the overnight that they go and put their buy orders in, and that keeps the market up there for a little while. Now, the problem with that is if a market sells off and goes sideways long enough, it starts to attract buyers. See? Big short covering candle. Should be a seller somewhere at VWAP. Now, if we rip through 79, well, he didn't. So if we rip through 79, right, that means someone's pretty desperate to buy it, and the wholesalers will rip price up. See, the problem is where we were covering our short. See, this is how a market puts in a low. This is the smart money shorts. Then wholesale builds a position, and then we buy. The dumb money shorts short here, average up. When they go to cover, that's why you get that big green candle. In this volatile environment, well, first of all, Mohammed, you have to determine, are you fast enough? Are you a fast trader, Mohammed? Because if you're not a fast trader, don't trade the open. Trade Globex. It's much more family friendly. Are you fast? If you're not fast, don't worry about it. Trade slower times where you have time to do the execution. Execution is a skill that you have to practice. That's when I do my one-on-ones and my coaching. I get people to run drills putting orders in, right? I'll go 69.76 bid, 74 stop. And by the time I finish that sentence, you better have your orders in. Are you that quick? 69.74 bid, 74 stop. 75 bid, 74 stop. 77 offer, 78 stop. If you're not fast like that, don't trade fast markets, right? But it's okay. You will build that skill over time. Just like if you try and ride a motorcycle and you've never ridden a motorcycle, you shouldn't try and do a wheelie, right? This is a skill-based industry, and you have to develop your skill. And you will. You will. Just trade when it's a little slower. The other thing I recommend that you guys do is replay your charts. Speed them up, slow them down, speed them up, make notes. Be methodical about it. This retail trading business is really a business of discipline. Which is boring as hell. It's not glamorous. But putting in the work and the discipline will make you money. If you try and wing it, they'll pick your bones clean. Let's see. Under 70, we're looking for 67. Man, there's a stubborn bid under 70. See, we're right near the cost basis of yesterday, right? So markets have inventory, and that inventory has a cost basis. So we've been distributing, now we put it on sale, and we're right back to cost basis. So we're looking for 67, going begging. There's 67. I don't really look at volume when I'm trading. I just look at the 1-minute candles. Right? I know that volume is above us, right? See, it's all here. Right? And these people are trapped and they're pushing down. That's all I need to know. So that's the problem with all of this volume analysis. Right? A lot of it's really wrong. And it's misleading. So async, if I could show you a way to make $500 to $5,000 a day, where you're not looking at 30 or 40 different things, right? And you have a simple life, is that something you would be interested in? Now, when I ask that question, a lot of people say, no, I want to look at 30 different things, and I want to snort Red Bull, right? But if you like simplicity, I'm your guy. Do you know the reason why? Do you know the reason why I like simplicity, guys? Because there's a saying, right? Yeah, if you're happy with $200 a day, go simple, brother. Go simple, go simple, go simple. Right? There is a saying, and one of the things is practice. And the other saying is don't add complexity. Looking for the close. Here we go. Why would you add complexity? Right? Simple plans survive pressure. Complex ones collapse like a house of cards. So right back to that 69.60 cost basis soon here, right? There's no reason to overcomplicate it because when the pressure hits, I guarantee you, you are not going to remember half of the stuff that you're asking questions about. Know what I mean? Hope that makes sense. There's the close. Let's see if we get any short covering. Or is it going to be a day like yesterday where they sell the crap out of this thing? Espil, you old phrase maker. Where do you get these things? Is that like if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it'll settle like a duck? Look, I got to give you a hard time. Nobody else does. Looking to take that B low. Oh, the A low, sorry, with B. That's a poor low, so there's a little buying competition there. I don't know if I could build a house on that. If you're scalp long, you're probably going to have a seller at 64, 65. I'd be surprised if there isn't. Oh, there they are. If we take out this 60 area, we're going to look for the overnight low, okay? Ooh, poor low held. Leaping lizards. Did you see that? Poor low held. That surprised me. You know why? Because yesterday, if we had a poor low, we would have ripped through it like a hot knife through butter. Today, business has changed slightly. Look at that. So I was totally wrong about that. I was short biased all the way to the the overnight low. I'm really surprised that poor low held. Somebody came in to cover some size. Right at cost basis. So I've got to sharpen it up a little bit, right? That that trade that I missed just now tells me, JJ, you didn't drink enough Geritol. You need to smarten up. Any questions, you guys? Not much of a backfill. A poor low is a market profile term where there's just one tick of excess or a double bottom. What it means is that there are buyers competing to buy here. The trade is to buy this, put your stop here, buy this, and then sell into that strength. So I should have been long 65, 64, stop 62, and being a seller at 70. But I missed that like a lookout trade. It was. I was slow. As my mother would say, I was slow on the uptake. Right? Whereas the guy in Remo Williams would say, you move like pregnant yak. So I missed the trade. Usually when you see a poor low, you buy it. Put your stop underneath it. You see a poor high, you short it, put your stop above it. Let's see if we go back and test it. Remel Williams, classic movie, right, Ed? You moved like pregnant yak. Here we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you're slow. You know, sometimes you are slow, and that happens. It's okay to miss trades. Just don't get all caught up and hung up about it. It's going to happen. Bid moved up. It was here, here, here. Now it's here. Right? I'll take it when it gets over 67.5. But right now there's a seller there that I don't like. There's a seller at 3/4. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Nope. I am not buying your fake Rolex at 67. You have to do better. Wait for it. See, oh, there we go. Oh, you rat bastard. Look at that. Right. I got some at 60. Excuse me. Got some at 69.5. Out at 71. Excuse me, coughing. Not as slow, but still too slow. I had to grab the offer. Boy, that water went down the wrong way. Now let's see if we can stay over 67. But do you see how the 1 minute chart helps? The bid was here, moved here, moved here. On retrace, the bid is here, then here, then here. That tells you not to short. See? Simple. No DOM. Do not pass go. Do not collect $500. But if you want to send me $500, as TLC says, ain't too proud to beg. I'll take the $500. He was, Ed. That's funny. Now it's going to chop around for a bit. Here we go. Going to test that poor low. Coming in guns hot. Some bids at the close. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I agree, Cloner. A lot of wisdom in their music. Oh, poor low gets taken out, leaves another poor low. Now it's repaired. So we finally had enough traders who were trapped, and they started lowering price. Looking for 60 3/4. There it is. And now we're going to come down and test these levels. The cost basis low of yesterday, which is commonly known as value area low, which is really, really hard to figure out what the hell they're talking about. It's the bottom of the cost basis where 70% of the inventory is priced. It's a little bit like yesterday's business. But there are a few more bids this time, Christian. You know, this market, there's a lot of speculation in this market, right? Look at the size of the ranges. So we get a big move up, I expect it to retrace. We get a big move down, I expect it to rip back up. And the wholesalers are making, oh my God, they're making Gulfstream. What's the new hot private jet? Right? They're making big money. Another day of garbage? Yeah, it's okay, Mike. You know, that's the thing about retail trading. If you don't like the weather, just wait. It'll change. Just relax. Stay calm. Nice little look below and fail here of 63.25. If I was long 61, 62, I would be probably selling 64 because all of the inventory is above us. So folks, if you don't know what inventory is, if you don't know what cost basis is, right, come join us at the Trading Syndicate. We will teach you. And we'll teach you without using a bunch of fancy, useless terms. We'll tell you where to take the trade and why. We almost hit 67. Not bad. Nice little rotation here in the cost basis from earlier on. Remember I showed you that volume profile. All the volume from earlier is here, right? See if they sell into it at 66. Here we go. Ooh. Someone shorted too much under 64. They ripped it up to 68 and filled them. Okay, what's next? Do we stay down here and move the puck? What do you guys think? You guys still can't be hung over from the Super Bowl. Do you know that you can charge $50 for a day on TikTok with 100 people on live? No, I had no idea. I figured, I'm not pretty, so I don't go on TikTok. That's for the young, good-looking crowd, isn't it? All right, folks. Let's see if we can. Oh, we got a seller at 68. Maybe I should get one of those AI agents, get a pretty girl to do the talking. Looking for 69.70. See how we came right back to cost basis? The selling stopped, and now we're off from that 60 all the way up to 70. Beautiful. Now, when this happens, I'm thinking, where are they going to sell into it? I'll be surprised if they take out 75 and a half. Right? If you are long, remember VWAP is lurking here. Right? It's lurking. So there's going to be some selling right here. Ah, there they are. Hello. Maybe we get a nice rotation here and just kind of go boom, 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 boom. That would be nice. I love a good rotation. It's like a good pot roast. Right? So if you're short, your stop is 74. Yeah, put some bids under 70 and see if you can get tickled. Distribution of knowledge. Hey, listen, man. I'm one of those don't hate the player. However, people are making money, good for them, as long as they're not totally conning people. Right? Yeah, it's pretty decent, eh? So I want to give it a little bit of time. I think I'm being a bit of a nervous Nelly on these rotations. Yeah, I should have been short 72. He who hesitates is lost. Or he who hesitates doesn't get filled. Right? Uh-oh, cost basis moved down to 72. Rats, watch out if you're short. Swine bid. Yeah, you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick. Try shorting 72. I just got covered at 71 and 3/4. My 71 and a half bid did not. Come on. Fool me, you dirty rotten. Okay, I'm done. You think it's the algos? Of course it's the algos. And bless the algos. I'm a huge fan of algos. You know why? Because they stop on a dime, brother. They make our life much easier because the markets, when the algos are running the market, they're precise. See, if you give a trader an order, a lot of times they'll screw it up. They'll overrun the price. They get emotional. There's no emotion in the algo. If you tell it to stop selling at 75, it'll stop selling at 75. So if you tell it to sell at 75, it'll sell 75, right? So it helps us because when we're trading, we can be much more precise with our entries, with our stops. It's beautiful. A lot of old traders hate electronic execution and algos. I've embraced them. The old dog has to learn new tricks. Algos are just ways to make the market efficient. Just like robots in a factory build cars faster and more efficiently than human beings. Algorithms and electronic execution deliver the product to you much more efficiently than a human trader. Right? An algo, right? These electronic execution programs, they can run 300 trades in the time it takes me to pick up the phone and hit a bid. Right? That's efficiency. Also, the beautiful thing about algos is they don't get drunk, they don't get into fights, you don't have to bail them out of jail like market makers at 3 in the morning. You know, I told you guys the story of my two market makers. They got married. I don't know what they did. We went home, and then they found out later up they got thrown in jail on their wedding night. Bride and groom, right? So you don't have those issues with the algo, right? Coming down to 67, right? Let's see if we get a full rotation all the way down to 69.60. 67, there's some bids. You ever seen what Project Hummingbird, where they go and they build some sort of internet line so they can hit bids faster? Spend so much money. These firms have spent so much money on co-locating servers and technology, millions of dollars. That's why you can't compete against them, but you sure as hell can make a good buck if you just manage your expectations, manage your risk. I don't know that one, Michael. All I know is we tagged 67, and that's where the bid is right now. So once I find a nice rotation, I can trade it. Let's see if we hold 67 now. If we don't hold 67, I'd look for a look below and fail of 60. I don't like trading in the middle of a zone. What's the market doing this morning? What are the cool kids doing? Apple down $4, 270.92. Microsoft 402.94. Leather jacket guy 191.20. Muskosaurus 428.84. The Amazon rainforest 201.80. Google 312.21. Meta 661.20. Does anybody actually trade Meta? I always wonder. Nobody ever asks me for a chart on that stock. You guys just hate it or something, or what's the deal? $64 bid. Jeez. Man alive, those big candles. Put a controls right up here. Wow. That was some bid at 64. Big candles. Big candles, big business, AO. Is Meta evil? I don't even know what they do. I know they're Facebooking and everybody hates that guy. I got nothing against him. It's like not like he ever, you know, stole my Amazon package or anything. So folks, sorry, but I digress. I'm sorry, I'm in a bit of a weird mood. Girlfriend's had me cleaning out the storage locker. We have a big balance zone. Just trade that until it breaks out. Be nice, Ed. Be nice. What's going on in the room? Yo, trading syndicate, you guys got a pulse? What's going on? There's no talk. There's no trades. You all right in there? Everybody awake? You guys still can't be hungover from the Super Bowl. It's Thursday, you know. Yes? No? Just checking. I have to hold a mirror under your nose? What's going on? Are you guys all just trading? Okay, just checking. Right? Sometimes I feel like that teacher in Ferris Bueller, you know, talking about the smoot holly. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, it's pretty choppy, right? So here's a little tip, top tip. Um, Review this, right? I like fixed references, Michael. That's why I don't take trades off VWAP. I like to close trades when we get up to VWAP or when we get down to VWAP. That's why I do these lines. I like to look below and fail, right? Or the look above and fail at the edge. Ah, great, great question, right? The big difference. So in the old days, Agus, we used to have something called Greedy Bastard Day, where the large traders would accumulate a big position, take it up and sell it, right? Now they still do put on positions because they have these algos that go and cherry pick order flow, but it's harder, right? It's much harder because as soon as they see you coming with size, boom, they take off, right? You'll notice like right here, you see? If I came in with a big buy order at 64.65, right? And this is exactly what happened. Boom, the market ran all the way up to 75. 10 points in one candle, right? We are a little bit, Howard. Actually, we're accumulating. Remember how we talk about inventory? All right, let's go take a look at the chart, okay? So let me just get rid of these lines for a second before I leave you guys. Okay, check it out. So we took this and we sold it up here. Then we put it on sale, right? And we kind of stopped right here. So now the question is, do we break 69.50 and come down, or will this price stability later bring more buyers and we do this, and we take this and sell it up here? Right? So it's a little bit of accumulation. It's a little early, Howard, but what you'll want to see is the dreaded B profile, right? Where it looks like this and then it fills out here. Right? That is liquidation into wholesale hands. Yes, this is a little flash sale, right? So Rocky, remember Kmart, right? So attention Kmart shoppers, for an hour we have Jimmy Dean Franks on sale, 2 for 1, right? If you're also interested, we've got WD-40, 3 cans for $5, and that'll hopefully entice buyers and bring them in, right? You have inventory, you liquidate. You go sell it, you liquidate. You go sell it, you liquidate, right? And that's all we're trying to do. Good questions, folks. Really good questions. And that is it for me today. Have a wonderful, wonderful morning. Thank you for joining us. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to learn how to do this, jump off your wallets and spend $20. You won't regret it. Gracias, Ron. Right? We'll teach you how to trade. We'll teach you how to make a living. It'll take a little time. But it's okay. We'll try and have some fun in the process, okay? Right? You got to have a bit of a laugh when you're doing this. Keeps the tension. Keep it loose. Hey, Arkroy, how are you? I owe you a few sessions, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you, everyone. And I want to thank all the people who were patient with me over the last 6 weeks when I was sick. I really appreciate you guys being patient. That flu just knocked the stuffing out of me. The good thing is I've lost 44 pounds. The bad thing is it took like a while to like get rid of the flu. Anywho, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys and ladies. Have a wonderful day. Don't take candy from strange market makers. Come visit us at Trading Syndicate. I'm JJ. On X, I'm vwaptrader1. Have a wonderful, wonderful morning. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.